everyone, and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 2 tips for today's racing. Now before we get into that, quickly just want to reflect on Aintree for us as a whole. In the end, it wasn't a particularly memorable Aintree from the tip in front. We didn't have too many winners. It was only my Drogo that I put up on my YouTube channel. But yeah, apart from that, we had a few close second places. I remember Sully Dock, that would have been a nice one for us and would have made us ahead for the week if he'd gone and got the job done. But yeah, a little bit frustrating, and we didn't have that much luck in the National either. I was really keen on the chances of Cloth Cap, obviously, because it was obvious why he was so well fancied, and I thought that he would go very close to winning the National. I think he got a good spin under Tom Scudamore. He jumped okay for a long way, but he just got tired and just didn't have the stamina reserves to get home on the day. But yeah, that's the way it goes. But it was obviously a great result for racing that Rachel Blackmore won on Manila Times, and fair play to you if you managed to pull that one out of the hat. I know it wasn't too difficult, obviously, because the horse was still a horse that was prominent in the betting at 11-1, and some of you might have just backed it because of the Rachel Blackmore factor. But personally, I couldn't have backed the horse because I was unsure about those stamina reserves, because if you looked at the pedigree, maybe the extra mile may not have suited. Hadn't really shown too much stamina in its pedigree, which is something I always look at. But yeah, the National can pull all kinds of winners. But yeah, it was a very good win by Rachel Blackmore on Manila Times. So that's how Aintree went for us. Been a little bit frustrating over the last week. We made a good start to the month, but the last few videos haven't been our best. But hopefully we can start the week with a few winners tomorrow. And I've got 2 selections for you tomorrow, where we're going to be going to Huntingdon, and also as well one selection will be coming from the flat meeting at Redcar on the turf. But like I said, we're going to be going to Huntingdon first of all, and we're going to be going with my nap here, which runs in at 2 o'clock. It's the novice handicap chase, but I thought Loughan here for Harry and Dan Skelton had a really good chance. Now he will be making his stable debut tomorrow. You can currently back him at the time recording at 7-2, and that price was available with William Hill. And I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet here. Now this horse, Loughan, like I said, he is going to be making his chase debut tomorrow, but he's got some smart novice hurdle form next to his name. He does remain a maiden, but I think fences should bring out an improvement in him. He's bred to be a chaser, and I always expect normally a lot of the Skelton horses to be a better chaser than they are a hurdler. Obviously that's not always the case, because they do have some really decent hurdlers, especially handicap hurdlers, but this horse does look like a chaser in the making. But yeah, I think his rating tomorrow in this race of a mark of 115 is perfectly fair, and his last run at Taunton actually, which came in a handicap hurdle, has worked out really well. The second place horse of Paul Nicholls, called Shea Hands, was a winner a few days ago at Taunton, and the winner was a horse of Ollie Murphy's called Coppolis. Now Coppolis unfortunately fell at Aintree, but he was really well fancied to win the conditional jockey's handicap hurdle on the card there. But he was going so well until he fell, and he looked like he was definitely going to go very close. He was very well fancied in the market, suggesting that that race at Taunton was probably quite a good one last time out. And you'd like to think that maybe Loughan could be better than 115. Also as well, if you go back through some of his earlier form, he was bumping into some smart types that are now rated a lot higher than he is. The ground will be in his favour as well. All of his best form so far has come on a decent surface, so that shouldn't be a worry for him. And I just thought off a mark of 115, this horse could be dangerous in this kind of sphere. I'm not particularly keen on the others. I think Power Towns Park has improved. Obviously he's improved lots for Sam Thomas, but I wonder if he's maybe now reached the ceiling of his ability. Now obviously he has won on his last few starts impressively, but they were against a much weaker type of horse, whereas these horses have a lot of potential, and I think he could just be too short in the market. Gary Moore's horse as well, we've not seen for a while, and that horse's best form has come with a bit of cattle in the ground, and there isn't any rain forecast at Huntingdon tomorrow. So Loughan's got a lot in his favour, if you ask me. The one to probably beat on form is Alexator Express, but I just wonder if the handicapper's got him, and he wasn't particularly great in the jumping department at Market Raising. So if Loughan can take to the fences, I think 7-2 isn't a fair price, and this horse could get a lot shorter as Harry Skelton obviously goes towards that Jockey's Championship title. Loads of people obviously throwing bets in multiple bets, and that's why a lot of these horses are getting shorter. But I think 7-2, if you can still get that price, I think that is fair, and I think he'll go really close on his chasing debut tomorrow. So that's why Loughan is going to be my nap of the day. We then move to the flat action at Redcar, where we actually go to the last race on the card there, where I'm going with a horse here called Spantik for Ben Curtis and Roger Fell. Now, at the time recording, you can get this horse at 8-1, and I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection. That price was available with Bet365 and William Hill. Now, this horse is a maiden still on the turf, but has won a couple of times on the all-weather, and its last victory actually came at Newcastle when he won over 10 furlongs off a mark of 61. He then went up in trip and he just didn't seem to quite have the gears that day and got outpaced. But I think on the flat, maybe 10 furlongs will ideally be his trip. Also as well, he's had a recent run over hurdles where he finished 4th at Wetherby, and actually wasn't a bad race at all. The likes of Barrichello in there, who's been holding his form in a lot of maiden hurdles so far this season, and there were a couple of other nice types, and he wasn't discredited at all. I think that would have brought him on, and I like the angle sometimes when horses have just been over jumps and then they come back on the flat. It just strengthens them up a little bit more, and a lot of Roger Fell's horses have needed the run. They've been coming on for their first run, and it's good to see that obviously this horse has had a recent run, so fitness shouldn't be too much of an excuse tomorrow. And Roger Fell's stable are coming into a little bit of form. Their last runner was a winner at Savile last week, so that's good to know. And Ben Curtis as well is a really positive jockey book, and I think it's going to be a big year for him. Obviously, he's got the job where he's going to be riding a lot more for Mark Johnston, and he's operating at a 22% strike rate in the last fortnight. So a lot in favour tomorrow, I think, of Spantik. He's a 4-year-old as well by Camford Cliffs, who I do think does have the potential to improve, and he might be a 70 rated horse on the flat come the end of the season, and I think a mark of 64 could be potentially fair for him. So that's why he's going to be my next best of the day. I think he can go really close, and I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection on him. So they're the 2 tips for tomorrow's racing. If you're enjoying these videos, please remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe here to my YouTube channel at LuckyLoaders15. Also as well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, my handle is at LuckyLoader15, and that's the only place you can follow me on social media, so make sure you do that if you haven't done so already. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, my website address is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please game responsibly. Hopefully we can have a couple of winners tomorrow to start the week, and we'll be seeing you soon.